Ngachare shiyop sugi chala kachi zedara bestiru. Hanizum gi tat yuntun gi chala. Work that is extended over a period of time bewachin. Tek ngache kadebe besuga ngalam ni mi. Nibo dalu, we are very good at crisis management. So Global Peace Prayer Festival is coming. Starting tomorrow, coming member. Naba tu kane moshowa sharara bejung agishi. Because we are good at crisis management. We are good at firefighting. And no one can compare with us. Tangache gyakap chunguchi. Jaha gyakap nalu bewachin mi krochik jajipchudu. Crisis management, last minute firefighting na ding achizumchi kompe misumo. Jaha to janai me koya de krochik jajipchu koya ngachizumchi bemisu seshuni. Ngachi nalu gelchigi shenzumchi sogoru. Tende bomji sigoru. Last minute na beso wachin nami sami sharara bedap me seshuni. Hani ngachigi kechuni, we should not lose it. In addition to that, we must add our ability to execute plans. Because chaji samni diya ngachigi halamchi gyakap zhengkagi shiyop da chiyop da chikap chep dalu ngachi tabe sno do seshuni. The gonfel tha sawigi gyakap de halam daschibe ngaragi di debe tondo. In terms of our planning ability, strategic planning, detailed planning. Gonfel tha sawigi gyakap de halam daschibe ngachigi chobe seshuni. Gonfel tha masawigi gyakap chungu. Konch chep da phebachi lashagi ngache. Dubigi shiyop da dubigi chiyop lashagi rata seshuni. The only question is, are we able to execute our plans? The hammer bewachin ngachigi chajia lejime samno. Chajida tidia la lejime bedigi be ngacharigi gyakap hanimchigo henu seshuni. Ngachigi gyakap ditat nam lora loing seshuni. Everybody goes to school. It's no small feat. Think about it. Gyakap Judith ro gyakap zume me. Ultimately we are a poor country. Resource strapped country. Tireberu yalama. Every child is going to school. For the last decade, for the last 2 decades, almost every child has gone to school. And is completing school. And can speak in the English language. Nachara nalu tamit, shiyub. The rere nini. The Himalaya pam. Churub yumi yun mashi. Masho. Machigi pam yamchugi pushinde. We are children of farmers. And look at where we've come. Most of us. With the exception of 1 or 2 of us, if any at all in today's gathering, whose parents are rich or whose parents are powerful or well-connected. In general, we are children of very simple folks. And the very fact that we are sitting here, the cream of the civil service, and those watching online, we are the cream of Bhutan. See how we got here. The Tubde Ani Dinamisami Kache, Ani Nachigi, Semka Shako, we must celebrate it. The Tubde Anumchi Tensumidit, Nachigi Hema Shiyub Sugit, Chajia Lejimetsam, Chalaya Chajida Tidi Gibet, Yinu Meba, Yuntungi Tolebe, Japshima Cheba, the Chash Shushugi Dubding Seshuni. Because Our public service is so efficient. Today, our children, our youth, even ourselves, we have the option of working anywhere in the world. Tareng acharegi na gyakap nalu najinsu churu bimisu karab chika jude se na dobachin anigi kangil ding ache chaka sub letendi gi be kangil junjimi. We are the victims of our own success labi. I'm sharing my opinions with you just to show that how far we've come and how effective our civil service, our public service has been. Darupechi shogo bachin nacharegi life expectancy. Migi sesedi. We crossed 70 now. We're dealing with non-communicable diseases now, lifestyle diseases. Not infectious diseases, because that's all under control. Hemabochin me sesete me lot just one generation ago. 46 Ichiraime. Tarebo Dolo is crossed 70. Nowhere else in the world is this possible. Again, the effectiveness of the public service. COVID Gantash. Our country was the most secure country in the world. Mi chuchigi alhab COVID letendigi be mashie. Mapadia COVID letendigi me nasa soso ime. Tibodolo COVID. Shiudalu COVID yobachin COVID letendi se thona nebe student mi chuchi. Zomling nalu new show ding acharegi gyakapna imete. How? Why? Effectiveness of the public service. Our systems were tight. And then yukalapa tarunga pech shuachin yukalapa jush. Pishegi kecho sugi ngalu halep me ngalu lap ngachigi gyakapgi dudita uda halep me slam ni. It can be the remotest of the remote areas now. Garilam hinu, Lobda hinu, Menka soi shapto hinu, Bijli hinu, cell phone hinu. In every village, with the exception of few villages that don't have roads, otherwise the kahara dute. Charo lalula bhi. Pshijale omi chachapgi. Pa Lunana in the class, yak in the classroom lo. Alabi, you go to Lunana. Machina Lunana himi yoka. Achasana Lunana hi watching. I chidu ni sum jinga. Go up top the please go. Nachareki yakap me enjoy the walk ra. Lunana Lu, I tell these foreigners, there's no yak in the classroom. We have students in the classroom. We have whiteboard in the classroom. There's heater in the classroom, Bukhari in the classroom. Tero director beule tendi give more artistic me. They want to tell a story. Good, it's a beautiful story. Yak in the classroom. Kaate yak in the classroom. Lunana. And to get the teachers to teach the children of Lunana on time, in time. From 2016 onwards, we were taking the teachers up by helicopter. Because ani laga khawle tendi gi bekanto be juwachin miheni me ase mahebachin alusu tisika pecheta me way yak in the classroom. We are taking them by helicopter. So, if in Lunana, if so much has been done, and now we are getting ready to do a hydropower project in Lunana also. If so much has been done, look at all the other villages. Katichi Konfeltesno. Again, our public service. If our public service is not strong enough, if our civil servants were not diligent and capable, this would not have been possible. Education, healthcare, infrastructure, services to our remotest villages, COVID, none of this would have been successful. There's only one problem, or rather one common denominator in all of this. It is the leadership of our kings. Ngachari gi tale utibe ngadar mochegi kanamichi wachi kanam da ben ngachigi tuma shawa chashu shewa wa. So the question is, how do we take independent charge? We have a king. Ranandobdalu yakalubda lamden shusura. The yalet japchurdi kalopta lamten japchurdi jachale jachanando. Now, Nibo Dalut, how can we achieve those deliverables, huge deliverables, most of which have not been accomplished in any other country, definitely any other country that came from our base? Where in 1960 we were building the first road. So how can we contribute to making our public servants, our public service more efficient? And this is what this is all about. I have many more examples. Gyalsung Academy nalu humi kata kayo chashitsana. Gyalsung Academies. Now, this is something that I think from RCSC, yangadere muchilu gongu shuwe. Even while the Gyalsung Academies are being built, I think we batch pe group pe ngachigi civil servants study to na tango be ngachiri gi gyakap na kachi besuga kadimchi besube na kadeve begobina, and also to see what is possible, the vision. I've been fortunate in the last since 2019, 2020, 2020, I've had the good fortune of going to all the Gyalsung sites, then seeing the foundations being laid, then seeing the Gyalsung Academies come up. And every time, when I was serving as a DSUP during COVID, if I'm ever near a Gyalsung Academy, I would report directly. And I used to visit for a simple reason, and I told many of my Desuk Nyamros also the same thing. When I go to the Gyalsung Academies, I get a peek of His Majesty's vision, the scale and scope and ambition of His royal vision. And I can see that vision translated into practice, something tangible. Projects of this scale, this scope, this quality are few and far between in the world. But what I'm talking about Gyalsung Academy is just the hardware, the infrastructure, the soft component, from legislation to training content to actual training and now graduation of Gyalsups is something that is nothing short of awe-inspiring. And this is something I think more of our civil servants should be exposed to, should learn. GMC is happening even right in front of our eyes. Again, the ambition, the scale, the scope, the opportunities, all possible because of the ability of our of the capabilities of our civil servants, but with the vision and leadership of His Majesty the King. Now I'm going to circle back to the Global Peace Prayer Festival. From tomorrow you will see. Yakin sir photona juachin jabji gap saudalu kurim namisame bomi me ani nalu pana du se kadebet hoinga. You can go all over the internet, you will not see anything anywhere close to it. And the place where it is If you come across images that are anywhere similar to it, it's in Bhutan. Tiga Sipchadwipa, Punakalu, and then Mongorlu Chiba. There the deer was impressive. But the one in Kinsulpoda has never been done. Elsewhere in the world, no. Vajrayana Sodalu Kate Yute Mush. More people, more resources. Elsewhere, they have. Yet they have not been able to do such things. And then look at the details. From the lys to the tomes to all the other offerings and to the handiwork, the craftsmanship, all by monks, by Bhutanese monks. This is our capability. We have to leverage on it now. Similarly, in Chalamitha, you will see what's happening. Milam Chemogi organization, but then the Kala Chakra. And this will be the first Kala Chakra that's being given publicly by Chabje. In fact, by the Ajung Dasa. And you will see how different the standard will be way above anything the world has ever seen. All this to say that we have the capabilities. We have the leadership, we have the capabilities. And the capabilities in this room and everywhere in the country where you are watching online. The question is, are we going to use it? Because we are at a crossroads now. We have this tremendous opportunity. Zombling nalu, kadebe bedawa, kudebe bedawa, karagishi. Latest in technology, latest in science, latest in management science, ngachikaragi ta. Pechaya kateya tasai. The question is now, are we going to use it? If we use it, our country there's no stopping. If we don't have anybody to blame. Those that came before us has given us this, what we have. A few of the things I outlined just now, just a few. Khasa Nadaru Muchigi Kanandi Gibet Marat ya Lenge Densenalu Serto House Jewajui. Serto House is like a state guest house, mainly for Dugi Juba to grant his audiences, and that house has just been completed. The first guest is going to be Prime Minister Narendra Modi, most probably. Yaledi Anabekanandi. And I mentioned this because Serto House is better than any of the resorts in Bhutan. Any. You can take Aman, Six Senses, Uma, Pemako, Shiwaling, Taj. It is better than any of them, and it is better than all of them combined. And it's all Bhutanese. Chala asrep chikale me ngaguptesnu. But Nana, our craftsmanship, our tradition, our history, our art is on full display, and it is all managed by Bhutanese. Ajisonam Chiridoji. This is just another example. I mean, these sort of examples, there are plenty. For us to see where our capabilities lie, to see where we can take our country forward. But if we are not careful, we will become complacent and we will ruin every opportunity that we have. We will ruin every result that has been achieved so far. Hani beole tendi gibe tare the Zhiyog Droezom se the Zhiyog Hensogi gutsunami dinganami sami salandi the Zhiyog Hensogi tizenda lenzin de la Zhiyog Hensonalu labemi karalu hilara kadiche se shunida dedi gibe Zhiyopsu dinalu chere salandi gibe chamato me dilu nganami sami gaso yu kadiche se shuni. Harvard-led Kennedy School is a premier school in public administration. khoya du the chika the nyamdel gi thole be legulchi lalin thap ko bese. They want to upskill our civil servants se. Khona mise misal andi gi be tare shiol hansu the chika be. The la beni gutsuni bedo se shuni. La di gutsudi dibo dalu project di finalize beni gu hichi se shuni. Why is Harvard Kennedy schools choosing Bhutan of the other 180 countries? Because they want a success story. They are not going to get a success story if they look at the quality of the civil servants and say, kondi di commission me se, kondi map test no se, chokala me se. They are coming to Bhutan because they know that we have the ability. They know that we are inspired. They know that we will deliver, and they know that they will succeed. But they also know that we need them because we are at a crossroads also, and we need to enhance our ability. So with all these things happening, with the transformation of the civil service, this is a good time to take the public service forward. Civil service transformation di kanandi gibet tarinawa mehete lo lasha lansai. And while each and every one of us is taking this very seriously, we are at a loss. Many of us are at a loss how to function, how to work, how to enhance that transformation. Tarit Shiolenso has taken full charge of the transformation, and the Tenzom is going to be a very important part of the transformation. Shabgi transformation sekana midi dangachara kaharagi Sanfelen myongadaru moche setugu chondigibe lokechi lamite 2028 len sitting ngasul sidigibe coronation sidigibe lokechi lami dangajet safe besubachin rapto jumachin safe lera ngachigi civil service di hilera transform bednu se yale kemachin ngachigi hotule future iwatap kachi yute mush takatichibet lochigi nankinadi bemisunime safidi bemisunime losum de gobe se wachin. Again we have 2028 where we can express ourselves as the new civil servant, a civil service for the 21st century, a transformed civil service. This is in our hands. Yaladit Kashwaya nai, Kajaya nai, Kalopia nai, Lamyaten nai. It's in our hands. Nahin Shabgit Macharagit civil servants so enlightened entrepreneurial bureaucrats be la beko bekanai. Hani yalet ngachilut lamten nami me se shunia. So this is something else that we can discuss in this forum. And you are discussing in this forum. Thank you. How do we become more entrepreneurial in our work? Not bureaucrats. But how do we become more entrepreneurial? This is very important because in most other advanced countries, the sense of entrepreneurship, the sense of ani tsagelani di tsagebami di ro gerna duwate tsachamisulu. The hani gerna yeblete ni giba hani ngamam shugira te shiupse methap mebara te entrepreneurial bela bego wate. Mache nalu di macari gi gerde so dalu tato chodup namin sabi mi entrepreneurial di theka hibdalu. They have a long way to go. Nami sami sage bhakti gibe la benidi. They are working very hard, but they have a long way to go. So that entrepreneurial spirit, demonstration of that spirit, the example the role model must be provided in our case by the civil service. And again, this is back to us. It's in our hands to show ourselves, to show our private sector, and to show our youth what entrepreneurship is all about. And as we gather today to celebrate connections and inspiration, all in the purpose of service, we are celebrating innovation. And what better way to launch the Droezom than by talking about some of the advances we are making in the natural resources and energy sectors. So to civil service transformation ki tenlu ngachi ki Droezom is not just important, it is critical. Entrepreneurial bureaucracy ki tenlu ya Droezom is going to play a very important role. And finally, the diamond strategy. The diamond strategy is basically Gelifu is going to progress. Shab Korang kunyak chigira. Tu mashoa Gelifu di tenda dupsu. The question is, what about the rest of Bhutan? So the diamond strategy is basically rest of Bhutan theka hipta ngache dendabera. Mide penjo konfel di teni di namisami kache sevigi loju mena se ngaragi samchari. That is in our hands. Again, His Majesty has given us the opportunities. It's up to us to take care of it. Civil service transformation, enlightened entrepreneurial bureaucracy, diamond strategy. So the forum, Zhiyog Droezom, is going to play a very important role in achieving many of these noble objectives. The Jungi Hontole dit, Tengache Zhiyog ki transformation beruda, Zhiyog Droezom Godin Tabni, Tabdigi Bengachi Zhiyog Sugi capacity build begoru, Kachira begoru, Jungi Hontole dit, Japchor dit, Jachale, Jacha, the Nani gi Kelang Pyung Seshuni. And in that spirit, I want to suggest something. Diang achiragi na Shiolens or Tizen Dalhenzen, na Tichere Chachabgi to the Chen Anime. We can have a competition every year to identify the most entrepreneurial office or the person or office that comes up with the biggest innovations, or the person, the civil servant, or an organization that has rendered the biggest support, rendered the biggest public service. There are many of these different categories, and every year we could, if you so wish, gather together to celebrate the successes of the civil service. Labi. Hemadi nami sami succeed bebe tare bodalu. To identify the successes are not going to be that simple. Maybe that's one reason why civil service ki reputation, civil service ki mingtam, lochi wachi ma nyam jumidi animena se nodo. Kachim so waching achi Zhiyog sugi cha kadebe shudoga. Rikpa sap tendigi be chala kadebe nandoga. Rangi genkuwa hlakdigi be cha kadebe shudoga. Ninu meba senshu kedigi be la kadebe bedoga. Ani kage mishini digi te ngachigi mingdam di nyamde mena senui. So ani beoli tendigi be ta Tambara ngachere chachagi ngachere ki dubdi ngachere gira shego be. So ani ki tenlu ngache anizum be lotar jindu civil service days umchibe ani nalu we can acknowledge, we can recognize outstanding individuals and outstanding organizations and give them awards. Ani nabugi to samjina se shmiani chora tebbe. Maybe we can have a civil service now, a newsletter. Nothing super fancy, but just where individuals can submit They can send their own cases, their own case studies. What are they doing for their Dzongkhags? Just this morning I was reading a report on Shemgang Dzongkhag, very beautifully written, sent to me by Zongda. Ani Zumbe, we need a platform where it could be a teacher, it could be a nurse, it could be a procurement officer, it could be a site supervisor, to showcase their entrepreneurial ability, to showcase their innovation, to showcase their initiatives through a simple newsletter, so that we civil servants know. So that way at least we can inspire each other. We can feel good. We can connect with each other. And then we can use this as a platform. If it works out, the annual Civil Service Awards, if it works out, and the newsletters, if it works out, to inspire the rest of the country, especially our youth. The last thing we want our youth after they graduate, high school time makis, college time makis, even high school time makis, they are so motivated. And they are ideal citizens of Bhutan. Graduate besao chi college mein matawajin japtha me wain se. Nasu mapchumain se. College thakimisut layochi matawajin civil service na thag ani civil service ki chonjin na thakima suba the civil service ki layochi matawajin kara hemalera khalap sanu bate se. Japtha me wain se. We don't want that. We want to inspire them to also work hard, also to become entrepreneurial, and also to become very important parts of the diamond strategy. And for this, Zhiyog Droezom, and then if you so wish, think about a newsletter and think about a day every year where we celebrate our achievements as individuals and collectively as very successful organizations. The target Zhiyog Droezom nalut ngarana po namidilut the namsami kaduche the che kara da chemi dilut cheni gitenlut ngana misami gokap lejim thopchi ngaragi semgi hinlara noksa kadebe tandoka wachirgi Zhiyog sulu kadichi lote doga the chelu shunigi kokap thoble tenli gibe ngana misami semgai the gi hotole khakambe chelu shume chelu me, because I've had the good fortune of managing offices for the last 40 years. Mara Zhiyog na ziwigalera, I had my own office, and I've been fortunate that I've had the opportunity to manage office programs, projects, organizations, and everywhere I went, I have met very capable civil service colleagues. Never have I been disappointed. I'm not exaggerating. You give our civil servants clearly cut, defined responsibilities and back it up with resources, and they will not look back. And this engagement continues to this day. This is why I am actually inspired. And this is why I'm very happy that Zhiyog Droezom se gutsu beudalu. Tahani ngacharigi Zhiyog chorup yumisu. Ngacharigi kara ki te ngulen benigi kokapime. Tedle hani chorup yumidit yo kesunigi kokapime. Tahanebera beda wachin. The next generation will see Bhutan become a fully developed country. Karishe.